Ever feel like your inbox is a bottomless pit of junk mail and meeting reminders? Well, for one company, that same inbox became a digital crime scene, a labyrinth of secrets that would bring down its entire executive team. This isn't a Hollywood thriller. It's a real-life story of how a few seemingly innocent emails unraveled a massive insider trading conspiracy, proving that in the digital age what you type can and will be used against you. Imagine this. The stock market is buzzing. A major pharmaceutical company, let's call them Biogen Corp, is on the verge of announcing groundbreaking clinical trial results for a new wonder drug. If the results are positive, their stock will skyrocket. If they're negative, it'll crash and burn. The public, the investors, everyone is holding their breath, waiting for the official word. But behind the scenes, a select few already know the answer. The top executives at Biogen Corp have seen the data, and it's not good. The trial is a failure. Now, what would you do? The ethical, legal thing to do is wait for the public announcement and take the hit along with every other shareholder. But for these executives, greed had other plans. They saw an opportunity not to just save their own fortunes, but to profit from the impending disaster. The plan was simple: quietly sell off their massive holdings of company stock before the bad news goes public. This is classic insider trading, one of the most serious crimes on Wall Street. It's a betrayal of trust that shatters the very foundation of a fair market. To pull this off, they needed to be discreet. No loud phone calls from the office, no suspicious meetings. They turned to what they thought was their private sanctuary, their email accounts and private messages. A flurry of digital whispers began to fly back and forth. A message from the CEO to the CFO might be a good time to rebalance our portfolios. Thinking of a little diversification. A seemingly harmless suggestion, but the timing was everything. A few days later, the chief medical officer emails his brother, a financial advisor, where the forecast for Biogen looks stormy. Might want to advise your clients to seek shelter. Cryptic, but the meaning was clear. They thought they were clever, using coded language and personal email addresses. They felt untouchable, shielded by their powerful positions and the supposed privacy of their digital conversations. Each of them began to systematically dump their shares. The CEO sold millions of dollars worth. The CFO, the head of research, even members of the board of directors, they all cashed out, converting their soon-to-be worthless stock into cold, hard cash, while ordinary investors remained completely in the dark. For a moment, it seemed like they had gotten away with it. They had their money, and they were ready to play dumb when the bad news finally broke. But they overlooked one crucial detail: digital footprints are forever. Every email, every text, every direct message leaves a trail. And the regulators at the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC, are experts at following those trails. The first red flag came from the stock exchange's own surveillance systems. Sophisticated algorithms designed to detect unusual trading activity lit up like a Christmas tree. A massive, coordinated sell-off by top insiders just days before a major corporate announcement? That's not just a coincidence. It's a blaring alarm. The SEC launched a full-scale investigation, and their first stop was the company server. They issued subpoenas, demanding access to years of electronic communications. This is where the house of cards began to tremble. The executives initially denied everything. They claimed their sales were part of pre-planned trading schedules or based on public information. They tried to create a wall of plausible deniability. But emails don't lie. Investigators, armed with powerful forensic software, began to piece together the puzzle. They sifted through millions of emails, searching for keywords, analyzing timestamps, and mapping out communication patterns. The breakthrough came from an email that one executive thought he had deleted. A junior IT staffer, performing a routine backup, had inadvertently archived the company's servers, including the so-called deleted files. And there it was, an email from one vice president to another, sent from a personal account but routed through the company's network. It read, "The trial data is a bust. We need to sell before the announcement on the 15th. Keep this quiet." It was the smoking gun. This single email directly linked the secret knowledge of the failed trial to the explicit intent to sell stock. With this evidence, the investigators went back and re-examined every message. The coded language suddenly became crystal clear. Rebalancing our portfolios was code for sell everything. Stormy weather meant the stock was about to tank. They even found messages where the executives were coaching each other on what to say if they were ever questioned. One executive wrote to another, "If anyone asks, we just lost faith in the market's direction. Nothing to do with the trial." This wasn't just insider trading. It was a coordinated conspiracy to commit fraud and then obstruct justice. The investigators created a timeline, a powerful visual map that laid it all out. It showed the exact moment the executives received the negative trial results, followed by the frantic chain of emails and messages, and finally, the perfectly timed stock trades. Presented with this mountain of digital evidence, their stories crumbled. One by one, under the immense pressure of the investigation and the threat of long prison sentences, the executives turned on each other. They confessed, hoping for lighter sentences by cooperating with the authorities. The aftermath was catastrophic, not just for the individuals involved, but for the entire company. When the news of the scandal broke, it was a bombshell. Biogen Corp stock didn't just fall, it plummeted into oblivion. The company, once a rising star in the pharmaceutical world, was now synonymous with corruption and greed. Investors who had held onto their stock, believing in the company's mission, lost everything. Retirees saw their life savings evaporate overnight. The trust that had taken years to build was destroyed in an instant. The executives faced the full force of the law. They were charged with insider trading, fraud, and conspiracy. The evidence was so overwhelming that they had no choice but to plead guilty. They were sentenced to years in federal prison, forced to pay back all of their illegal profits, and fined millions of dollars more. They were banned for life from ever serving as an officer or director of a public company. Their careers were over, their reputations ruined. They lost their freedom, their fortunes, and the respect of their families and communities. All because they thought they could outsmart the system and that their private messages would stay private. This case serves as a chilling reminder in our hyper-connected world. We often treat our emails and messages as casual, disposable conversations. But in a legal context, they become permanent, undeniable records of our actions and intentions. For these executives, their inboxes became their confessions. The very tool they used to orchestrate their crime was the same tool that led to their downfall. The case of Biogen Corp is a powerful lesson. No matter how high you climb or how clever you think you are, the digital trail you leave behind can unravel everything. In the end, the truth will out, and more often than not, you'll find it sitting in a sent folder. Emails never lie. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story fascinating, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories behind the headlines. See you in the next video.